Wrestling, the podcast where you break down the biggest moments, hottest takes, and the wildest stories from the world of pro wrestling. Whether you're a diehard fan or just stepping into the squared circle, we're here to give you the real scoop on everything happening in the ring.
I'm your host, RJD, and we're about to take a ride through the latest and greatest in pro wrestling. Get ready for all our hot takes, deep dives, and all the wrestling you never knew you needed.
Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button and join What the Wrestling family so you never miss an episode. Now let's step into the ring.
You're listening to the What the Wrestling podcast, the show that brings you all things wrestling with your host,
Oh, you already know what time it is. What the Wrestling News Brief here. As always, you guys know what time it is. This is the What the Wrestling News Brief. And we are just out here talking about a little bit of news about AEW. As always, hit the like button. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. As always, listen, we're just talking about some AEW. We're going to get this show on the road. But first things first, let's not waste any more time. Let's go. Yes. Tis I, RJD here. Welcome to What the Wrestling, the show that brings you all things wrestling. Hopefully everybody's having themselves a good old time, a good old day. Hopefully, listen, at the end of the day, we got to keep the ball rolling. But what I will say is I think AEW is doing the right thing. I think they're doing the right thing. But man, how the mighty have fallen. But before we get into all of that, let's hit the like button. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You guys already know What the Wrestling, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. And also hit the Spodify and the Anchor. Maybe coming back soon after January 6th edition of Raw. We will be doing the going live after that. New to Netflix. Listen, I'm looking forward to Monday Night Raw being good again. I hope so. Because we know, well, I can't say good again because it's been good. But we all know there was a rough patch where Monday Night Raw wasn't good at all. So for it to be good now is good to know. And looking forward to it. Not even going to lie to you. Looking forward to it. So updates to the channel. Check out the live streams. They are coming January 6th. Monday Night Raw back. SmackDown's going back to USA, if I'm not mistaken. NXT, I watch NXT when I watch it. So, and then we also got some Collision. Well, we're going through a little bit of that today because I did see Collision as well. So, let's see. Let us see. But first things first, it's gonna be an AEW heavy show because some interesting things are going on with AEW. Some interesting things are going on with AEW. But what I will say that they're doing correctly is they are downgrading. AEW is downgrading, and I can't be mad at that. So in 2025, Tony Khan is talking about running smaller venues, meaning that instead of doing the really large venues where they might seat about 7, 10, 15,000 people, they're only going to be doing the smaller venues that seat about maybe 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. Now, to me,
You stupid.
Actually, that was for running larger venues, and your ticket sales have been declining. That was for that. But to me, this is actually a good move. Why? Because you don't know how sickening it is watching AEW, listening to AEW when they hardly got any of the freaking people there because the venue is not packed. You're looking at the hard cam and there's all these empty seats, and it's like you're thinking about AEW and its former glory, but all these empty seats are there. You book an arena for 10,000 people, but yet you only have room for 4 or 2. And that's happened way too much time this year. AEW has had continuous ratings drops. AEW has had continuous attendance drops. I mean, even in the hot markets like Chicago and New York, and in their own home market, they're not getting what they used to get back in 2019, 2021, 2022. Even a year ago, they were getting crazy high ratings. Now they could barely put 5,000 people in a freaking venue, let alone 10,000. So they're going to start running smaller venues like the Hammerstein, like they did. They taped some Rampage, they taped some Collision, but they're going to start running smaller venues like the Hammerstein Ballroom, 3,000, 4,000, and it will look fuller. The crowds will be better. Those crowds actually want to be there. They'll be more intimate. It'll be a better experience for the fans, and it'll be a better experience for the viewer who's actually watching this, and you don't hear that deafening just quiet because nobody's in the building. Now, we could talk all that hot stuff about rights deals and they got all that money and they got TV. That's all good and dandy. But if they don't get a handle on this freaking attendance, and if they don't get a handle on this attendance, and they don't get a handle on the ratings, there's going to be some consequences and repercussions in a couple of years when they're trying to re-up for a new deal. They got to get this product back on the wagon. They got to get this product back hot again. I just don't know how they do it. This is not their way. This is not their way. This is not their way. All I know is that it's good. They're downsizing. I don't want to see. Now, for the big shows, then you book your 10,000, your 15,000. For the big shows. I don't mind AEW looking like NXT Black and Gold, where, I mean, I know they only had 500 people, but before they went touring and they did the big pay-per-views. But I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Because when you are looking at a TV show and you're looking at Dynamite or you're looking at Collision, and I've been in the building for Collision and Rampage, and as soon as Collision's over and they tape Rampage, 90% of the people gone. See you later. Sayonara. And I mean, it's rough to look at when you're there in attendance. It's like people are like, I'm not staying for this shit. Now, Collision used to be okay. Went to a Collision show and it was off the wall great. That was before Punk left. But when they taped Rampage, back then, people were just up and out. So I can only imagine what the Rampage is looking like now. They got to keep the field of view real small So you get the couple of people on the hard cam, so you don't see how many empty seats they have. And the problem is, even AEW Dynamite, they're getting empty seats like that, which is no good, no bueno, not a good look. So they need to get the long-term storytelling down pat. They need to figure that out. Once they figure that out, the long-term storytelling, like they used to on some Hangman Page story type, once they get that figured out, they'll be okay. The MJF versus CM Punk, MJF, like everything is not cold, but it ain't hot. Adam Cole, MJF, lukewarm. John Moxley storyline, cold. What else? That Danny Garcia storyline, cold. Mercedes Moné, cold. There's a lot of people who are cold as ice right now. Ice cold. So they need to figure that out. They need to get a handle on that because long-term storytelling is where it's at. And if they don't do that, sayonara, good night, thanks for playing. It's not going to be a good look. So they got to fix that. First and foremost, they got to fix that. So, another thing. Let's move on to the next thing. Tony Khan announces the end of Rampage for the foreseeable future. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
It's over.
It's over. Not it's over 9,000. Just it's over. Thank the Lord. This is going to be very crazy. And let me tell you why. In the end, it's the end of an era. During the December 22nd AEW Rampage tapings at the Hammerstein Ballroom, Tony Khan announced that AEW will be taping the last episode of Rampage for the foreseeable future. The final episode is set to air on December 27th, and then it is gone.
Nope.
Sayonara. The news marks the conclusion of a show that has debuted August 13th, 2021. As AEW's second weekly programming on TV, on TNT, Rampage made an immediate impact with its premiere episode where Christian Cage defeated Kenny Omega to win the TNA Impact Championship. Remember when Kenny was the belt collector? Remember that? Remember how hot that was? How everybody hated him? Remember how Christian beat him by giving him the kill switch onto a steel chair? 1 week later, Rampage delivered one of wrestling's most iconic moments, CM Punk's return to the ring, which drew a record 1.1 million viewers, making it the highest rated episode in the show's history. Now listen, nobody knew, everybody pretty much figured that wasn't sustainable. Cool, we get it. Punk is back, that ain't sustainable, it ain't gonna be a million every week. But look at that, you got this man off the couch to come back to wrestling. CM Punk, I mean, between him, Cole, Danielson, him and MJF's feud, I mean, everything just was taking place so spectacularly for AEW. AEW was hot in 2021. White hot. You had Vince basically trashing the product. People looking for an alternative. They found AEW. CM Punk is off the couch, which gave AEW even more credibility, gave AEW even more of a reason for people to watch. And what happens? Rampage, I mean, I don't even think they were clearing 200,000 viewers for Rampage. Despite the strong start, Rampage faced challenges as it aired in a tough time slot at 10 p.m. That also sucked because they aired so late, often preempted by NBA and NHL and March Madness coverage, which, listen, I don't want to hear about, oh, there's always sports and there's basketball. As much as WWE has had Monday Night Raw, you know what's always on Mondays? Monday Night Football. So stop the cap. I don't even have my stop the cap button. We know there's always going to be sports. Back in the 90s, you know what there was? When wrestling was hot in the early 2000s, late 90s, you know what was on Monday nights? Football. and wrestling was still drawing 2 million, 3 million WCW and WWE. So I get it. Sports is always going to be there. Sports has always been there. So sports is no excuse. If your product is hot, people are going to let you know what they're going to DVR. They're going to, or not DVR anymore, but they'll let you know what they're going to watch or stream or whatever. They're going to stream the game or they're going to stream wrestling. Something's taking the backseat, or they'll watch both. They'll flick back and forth. So that's always been there, but the 10 p.m. really did hurt them. With Rampage stepping aside, remains unclear what's next for AEW's programming lineup. Fans are left wondering if it is a temporary pause or the end of the show's run altogether. Listen, this show...
Nope.
Listen. It had a good run. It had a good run, but at the end of the day, what we don't want is AEW Rampage on TV. Now, listen, I know they paid for the time slot and all of that. Listen, I would rather them put all of that bread into Collision or keep that bread and I don't know, do something with that hour. I don't know how it works. Maybe they have the extra hour of TV, but no lie, ain't nobody watching. So it don't even matter. Don't even matter. Keep that bread. Keep that hour. Put something else in that hour. Nobody's watching Rampage. Nobody cares. Put that effort and energy into Collision and put some great people on that show that people want to see. And maybe you could get a good storyline or 2 or 3 out of it. But for you to be talking about some, we got to keep Rampage on TV. What the hell is wrong with y'all?
Nope.
Don't do that.
You stupid.
Rampage needs to go. I'm glad it's gone. I'm glad Tony killed it. I'm glad they're taking it off the air. Great. They got Dynamite. They got Collision. Let's get those short up. If you need 2 shows, you got 2 shows. You got your Raw, SmackDown, Dynamite, Collision. Keep that. Do what you got to do. If you can't keep Collision, they need to put Collision on a new night, but they probably won't. But they need to. So the next best thing is they'll move Collision to a new night. Because I don't know if Saturday nights is going to cut it. So we'll see. And speaking of Collision, good segue. Collision, Christmas Collision. We had Darby versus Claudio. We had Will versus Rick O'Shea. Danny Garcia versus Shelton Benjamin. And Reach for the Sky, boy. Mark Briscoe versus the Beast Muertos. So we had Will and Ricochet have probably their best match yet. And Ricochet doing some dastardly heel things to win, kicking the ref, starting the ref bump, then kicking the ref into Will, then hits him with the, what's his thing called? Basically the hidden blade reversed. I forget what it's called. But he hit him with that, called it a day. And he gets the win here. So we're not mad at that. Listen, Ricochet they were throwing tissue at him. So listen, he's getting booed and is better than them not reacting at all. So he thinks he's hot shit and he's coming in there talking a whole bunch of crap. This was good. This was probably the best thing on the show for me. Penelope Ford versus Chris Statlander. Stat gets the win here. Penelope Ford has gotten a lot better. Not that she was ever bad. She was just green, I guess. But Statlander is great. Hope she gets the title back from Mercedes Moné. So Statlander gets the dub. And we'll see what happens. If they beat Stat twice, I mean, what the hell are we doing? If they just beat her twice. Well, like, what are we doing? Stupid. Stupid is what that is. Then we had MJF and Adam Cole, baby, throw insults at each other. So those two went back and forth. MJF talked about Cole. Cole talked about nobody likes MJF. He's gotten 2 or 3 hair surgeries and a whole bunch of other stuff. At 26, he said, or 27. So MJF, well, I guess he was thinning up there. Shout out to the Ball brothers. But They basically had a back and forth. Adam Cole hits him in the face. They setting up their match. Adam Cole looks like that ankle is as good as new. So looking forward to them. Like I said, stat beat Penelope Ford and MJF talking junk to the crowd, which is why we love that brother, because we love to hate him. Danny Garcia versus Shelton Benjamin. This was another good match. Garcia wins via roll-up. So Garcia now has beaten Shelton Benjamin. A lot of people didn't like that, but they were going to beat him up, but he got helped, which was great. Mark Briscoe versus the Beast Mortos, and Mark Briscoe gets the win with the J Jarilla. Good stuff there. And listen, Darby Allin versus Claudio Castagnoli. And Castagnoli gets the win, and he beat the holy ish out of Darby. God damn. I mean, I don't know anybody with a tolerance for pain like Darby. I mean, he swung him into the ring steps, tossed them all around. I mean, how do they set up these matches? They just go, all right, bro, you're really, really strong. Just what's the maximum way we could utilize your strength by just tossing my 190-pound ass around? Okay, great. Let's do that without killing me, please. Like, I don't understand.
You stupid.
Not even. I got to hit him with the Don DeMarco. Like, Claudio is very, very strong. He can work with damn near anybody. But guys he could just throw around like a Darby Allin, it's like when they actually do beat him, it makes it that much more compelling because he just be tossing these guys around, and you know these guys are going to have an uphill battle because Claudio is strong as hell with some of the things we've seen him do. So it's like Darby does things that would injure anyone else, but because it's Darby Allin and because his pain tolerance is so damn high, he's okay. And I haven't seen anything where it's like, I hope Darby's okay. Like you always kind of know he's gonna be all right. Like no matter what they do to this kid, it's like he's gonna be all right. Shout out to this guy, man. This guy is good stuff. So Christmas Collision was okay. Collision is going to continue to suffer because of the night of the week that it's on. World's End should be a great pay-per-view. AEW always has good pay-per-views, shout out to them. But they need to work on their stories, their storytelling, because they know how to do it. All this AEW doesn't know how to tell stories.
You stupid.
Yes, they do. But they need to just get back to what made them great. They cooled off Hangman Page. He was hot. They cooled. And let's talk about Jamie Hayter. Hold on. Before I go, we got to talk about Jamie Hayter.
Nope.
Let's hit the every button.
You stupid.
Every button. We got to hit every button for Jamie Hayter. How the hell? Jamie Hayter was the hottest thing smoking when she got hurt and she had to go away. And now you debut her back on the pre-show and then you put her first match on Rampage. Do you not like her because she's cool with CM Punk? And she talked about how much CM Punk has helped her. Listen, I'm going to put on my conspiracy theorist hat, okay? But you're not going to sit here and tell me that somebody white hot like that, and then you bring her back, and then you don't even give her what you gave her before. Obviously, she got to get back and earn it. That's cool. I'm cool with that. But do you see how Rhea Ripley got hurt? And then she came back and they kept her strong, right? She got back the title that she never lost. I have no doubt that this girl was about to go get that title, Jamie Hayter. She got over on her own because she is literally the Becky Lynch badass of AEW. She wasn't trying to be Becky Lynch. She was just a badass. Now you've literally made her like a Becky Lynch clone, and she got over because of the work rate. She was a badass. Those chicks couldn't rock with her. Now she's just floundering. You got her backstage. And then you got her wrestling Julia Hart. How can you have Julia Hart come back and lose when Julia Hart been out for mad long? You gotta put Julia Hart over. Even if you cheat, even if she cheats to win, she still gotta win. And Jamie Hayter is gonna lose after just getting back, floundering in the mid card of the women's division, which Tony Khan, we all know, don't give a shit about. So I don't know, man. I don't know how somebody could be so hot, just white hot. Crowd reactions, just everybody wanted to see that girl with the title. And then when she gets back, it's like, back of the line, sis. Like, I don't know, man. Listen, everybody who has something good to say about CM Punk is being punished, and it's obvious to see. It's like
It's over 9,000!
it's over 9,000. FTR punished. Danhausen punished. Jamie Hayter punished. Anybody who had anything good to say about this brother, we don't see them, or they're on Collision, or they're at home. So I don't understand. I don't know what's going on with TK. Listen, I love AEW, I love WWE, but TK, that's some bullshit.
You stupid.
You ain't had nothing that you could do with FTR. I mean, I know they hurt right now. I'm talking about before. Did we not see FTR, or they were losing for mad long? Like, what? Really? No focus on the tag team division. Come on, son. Come on, son. What are we doing here? Yeah, he got to clean that up, man. He got to clean that up. Tony Khan is better than this. He got to clean that up, man. You got too much talent. I would rather they put the girl on Collision. If you want to debut her on Collision, at least, it's Saturday night, but at least it's Collision. Not a lot of people watch it, but if you can't put her on Dynamite, Jesus. I don't know, man. I heard somebody say, like, when you're in AEW and your turn comes and you get hurt or something and it kind of passes you by, you got to kind of wait until the orbit comes back and it's your turn again. That's what I feel like is happening with Jamie Hayter. I think it's a travesty because that girl is too damn good to be in the mid card and too damn good to be losing after she just got back. Too damn good. So good to see Thunder Rosa back. But like I said, they got all this talent and they got all this TV time. Where's the stories? Where's the stories with the women? The only story you got is Toni Storm trying to figure out her timeless gimmick again. That's it. That's all you got. That's all you got. Man, we got to do better. We got to do better. But we'll see what happens. We will monitor the situation. We will keep it pushing, and we'll see how it goes. But other than that, that's all I got for you. I am out. So we do have a Monday Night Raw review, but that will be on Tuesday. Honestly, might take the week off next week. It's Christmas. Might take the week off, or at least come back after Christmas. I don't know. Maybe I'll do one long show, review everything. So we'll see. But Netflix show is fast approaching. The end of the year is fast approaching. So with that being said, I'm out. Everybody be safe. Everybody enjoy the night. Enjoy the evening. As for me, I'm out of here. You already know. Peace.